Oh, finally, thank God. It's against my religion to hit the record button, so I usually just sit under a tree with acorns falling and just wait for one of the acorns to hit the record button. Sometimes I'll let an icicle do it, but one time when I tried that, the icicle just hit me in the head and it went right through my skull and it remained in my brain. It's still in there. Doctors are flummoxed. They're like, how is the inside of your head so cold? It's like cryogenic storage. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Everybody always saying you should thaw. You know, it gets warm out and just sit outside in the sun for a little bit. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Now I know how Frosty felt. I think people would have more empathy for Frosty if they suddenly came to life on a planet where like 4 or 5 months out of the year, all of your flesh melts. The thing about Frosty, though, is like, he's so worried about dying. It's like, well, you never really like expected to live. So who's to say that won't just happen again? There's probably only like one Frosty spirit, and it just manifests in, you know, the right kind of snowman. You gotta make the snowman the right way to summon the Frosty spirit. You know, a lot of people think it's the magic hat, but this is just misinformation that's been put out there to obscure the truth about Frosty. I mean, it just has to kind of roughly look like a snowman. I'm not sure how it all works. I haven't taken part in a Frosty summoning ritual in years. But look, you know, the time of Frosty, it's over. Christmas, it's over. We don't talk about it anymore. We're gonna pretend it never even happened because we're moving forward into 2025. Sorry. I'm getting a call on the phone line. Hello, you've reached the Purgatory Podcast. I hate that I actually have to ask this, but is this Frosty the Snowman?
Bingo, baby!
Frosty, what is your deal? Why do you keep coming back here? Like, what is the unfinished business?
Spreading the cheer of the holiday season as I've always done.
No, you got some kind of unfinished business. You got some reason you keep coming back here. What form did you take this time?
Well, I took the form of a department store sign that's exactly what I was looking for.
So you're a sign that's alive with the spirit of Frosty.
Yeah, what? So what?
Well, what do you mean, what? Like, how am I supposed to understand this right off the bat? How did you use a phone?
Look, not everything's your business.
Okay, well, can I ask you why you're contacting me? I think that's my business.
I want to know more about that icy cold brain you got, because I'm thinking I might want to get me one of those.
Well, it's just a naturally occurring thing with me. Scientists are figuring it out. It's not like a new technology. I didn't get work done to have a cold brain. But yeah, now that you're saying that, I can understand why you, of all people, would be interested in that. So you can take your true form instead of being a two-dimensional living sign.
Yeah, I'm scaring a lot of kids out here.
Why don't you just become an actual snowman?
Because the kids these days, they don't want to make any snowmen. And the ones they make? Poor craftsmanship.
Really? The snowmen are getting worse?
The quality is dipped. Maybe it's No Child Left Behind finally taking its toll.
I don't think you can draw a connection between No Child Left Behind and children's ability to make snowmen. Because I don't remember ever being evaluated on that.
You didn't study circles?
Well, a lot of our learning involved circles. It involved a lot of different types of shapes.
Well, that's all a snowman is. It's pretty fucking simple.
Whoa, okay, alright. Look, if you really want to be an actual snowman, you can't have such a hot head. So I think this would be an instance where you want to let cooler heads prevail and just say once and for all, like, occult stuff, it's not good. What I'm saying is, don't trust Frosty. Even the classic story, it's all just about him looking out for number one. The whole thing is just, we can't let Frosty melt. And then he does anyway, so what's the fucking point?
Frosty, the cartoon? Very reductive. Left a lot out.
That's a wrap on Frosty. Frosty, do you have anything else you need to say to me?
Yeah, I got quite a bit to say. Hey.
Frosty? Oh, you know what? It sounds like somebody rolled him up. I think he got rolled up. This is by far the worst form he's ever taken. He must be really desperate to be just 3 circles on a piece of paper. What's his plan? I don't know. My plan is to just try to get through the podcast. Just like you. Like, we're both just trying to get through this. It's really mostly... It's me doing the heavy lifting, because I can't skip anything. You know what I mean? Like, you have a much easier job. You're gonna get the edited version, and even if you hear shit you don't like, you can just close it, or you can fast forward. I don't have any of those luxuries. I have to sit through the entire thing from start to finish, because I'm doing it. It's like watching Lord of the Rings, like, on DVD, or raising children. Like, you have to be there for the whole... You're getting the whole experience. And, it's a great experience. I love sitting here and I love to talk to myself. So, yeah, so it's a new year. I hope you got your 2025 glasses on. Every year has to have merch associated with it. When they thought of the idea for glasses that are in the shape of the year that it is, it's kind of like Y2K, where it's like eventually this new glasses technology, this is gonna blow up in our faces. Quite literally, because we're gonna put the glasses on our faces and we're gonna realize we gotta figure this out by the year 2111. Because in 2110 on New Year's Eve, if you're wearing the 2111 glasses, you're gonna have to rely on your cybernetic neural enhancement to navigate. You're gonna have ones in your eyes. Okay, this is why I'm scared of the future. Well, New Year's isn't the only holiday we got going on. We also got a Sandwich Sunday coming up. What are you doing for Sandwich Sunday? Sandwich Sunday is really an example of, like, really just stopping to appreciate, like, the fine pleasures, you know? New Year's, it doesn't even mean anything. The year is already made up, so now you're making you're giving yourself a party over the fact that we made up years, and now there's different ones. What the fuck are you talking about? Sandwich Sunday is like a tangible thing. It's like you just appreciate sandwiches. Unfortunately, Sandwich Sunday this year coincides with Easter Sunday, so I hope it's not eclipsed by, the much more famous sandwich of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. So yeah, all kinds of holidays. Holidays are stupid, though. I don't know, I just say stuff is stupid, because just in case it really is stupid, I just want to, like, hedge my bets and just make sure that I'm correct. Christmas, it's a good one. In terms of... Are we talking about in terms of holidays? What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm scared, and I want to go home. And the thing is, I already am home. So, what am I gonna do? I guess I can get more home. Build a house inside my house. I could live in a dollhouse. My niece has a little, she has a little, like, I'm really good at podcasting. She has this little tent in her bedroom. My sister thinks that she has autism. But it's like, I don't know if I see it. I kind of just see her as being, like, kind of just a quirky, rambunctious person. Everybody does have autism now. If you don't know that, that just means you haven't gotten your autism card in the mail yet. Like, how many people have to have autism before we're like, okay, we're actually going to start diagnosing people who don't have autism? If you're really defining mental illness as, like, I think I've talked about this exact thing already, but if you're defining mental illness as, like, a certain pattern of maladaptive psychological or emotional patterns or whatever, what if everybody exhibits maladaptive behaviors? It's implicit in using the word adapt. There's nothing actually inherently wrong with it. It's only wrong to the extent that we establish a norm to compare everything against. What if everybody who established the norm has the worst mental illness of all, which is thinking they're normal? Because the people who we think are normal are the ones who are deciding all of this. What if it's all compromised? Well, I don't know. I don't know how to answer those kinds of questions because I have unfortunately succumbed to brain rot. I think it's because I haven't done anything in the last week. I actually really do feel like my brain has actually been frozen over. That segment was brought to you by Anthem Insurance. Anthem Insurance, looking out for you. And there's asterisks on each of those words. If you want to learn more about that, you'll have to read the terms and conditions. But this is just an ad. I'm not an asterisk guy, you know. I don't look at the disclaimers. It's like when you're reading the end user license agreement, and there's sort of like an implicit understanding that like I'm willing to like suffer the consequences of whatever is in the text of this document if it means I don't have to actually read all of it. It's one of those little trade-offs that you have to make throughout the course of your life. Like you have to be like, if I eat this donut, does that mean I'm gonna die? I'm gonna die anyway. It's like if I just assume this donut is gonna shave like 10 minutes off of my life, am I gonna eat it? Probably. I'm probably going to eat enough donuts to bring me into the negatives so that I never existed. Or I'm going to eat enough to just really put me back in the timeline. Like, I'm going to eat so many donuts that I should have died during the Ottoman Empire. That's been the other problem with the past week, is that I've just been eating nothing but garbage. Delicious garbage. I love a good garbage. But yeah, so just been eating in a way over the past week that's made me acutely, chronically aware of the existence of my digestive system. I just started thinking about the fact that like every moment I'm alive, there's like a little bit of poop in me, and I just hate it. It just doesn't seem like it's part of my brain to like have poop in me. There really is more of gravy than the grave about me. Scrooge was right. When Scrooge said that, he shouldn't have had to worry about anything else that happened in his life because it was the ultimate burn. He should have walked away from the whole situation and just like started becoming a rapper. I just had gravy and now I'm seeing you. What a asshole thing to say if on the off chance it's not a hallucination. I came here to warn you about the ways you're fucking up your own life. You're gonna call me gravy? Why did Jacob Marley even bother? That is like a funny old-fashioned thing that anytime anybody had sort of a strange, unexplainable experience, they'll be like, it must have been something in my tea this morning. They'll just like have a full psychotic breakdown and go into hell and like kill demons and come back, and they're like, huh, I guess I should stop buying these crackers. It's like, what? Something else is going on with you. So, I don't know. What I would suggest is just, like, don't just eat bread and cheese every single day for almost every meal. Or you will be visited by ghosts. But I had so much bread and cheese inside of me that I was like, at some point I'm going to become more bread and cheese than, like, a guy. Like, I'm just going to become food. Like, they say you are what you eat, and I was, like, taking that personally. I also kind of always thought that, like, if you are what you eat, then if you want to just continue to be human, that has troubling implications. If it turns out cannibals were right, I'll eat my hat, and then I'll eat my head. I wish there was a way to eat my own head. I just can't do it. I don't have the flexibility. Do you think cannibals wish that parts of the body would regrow so that they could just eat themselves? Cannibals are always looking jealously to starfish. You know, if a starfish was hungry, eat a limb, get it back. This is the Starfish Guarantee. I'm not going to go into any more detail about that. I'm simply going to move on to the next segment, which is brought to you by Anthem Insurance. We will provide you with health insurance coverage. Again, I'm not at liberty to disclose what the asterisks refer to. That's up to you to do your own research. But I think Anthem is a great company. Like suffering. And they like to pay for it too. they got your back. But they don't got your front. They only cover the back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is of course our band leader, Louis Fettuccini. Give it up. Yes, that sounds good. That's what I'm talking about. Louis, how was your Christmas? Sorry, Louis isn't mic'd up. He's answering me though. Wow, that's a hell of a story. Louis Fettuccini, why don't you play us out into the next segment? We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. Thank you so much for settling in here. I've recently gotten some immediate feedback from people saying they don't know who Louis Fettuccini is. They've never heard of this man. They didn't know there was even an in-house band. And to these people, I just want to say you're just not paying attention to the podcast. He's always been here. He was here before I was here. I literally walked into this room. Louis Fettuccini was stood there with a keyboard, and the podcast was built around him. How do you not know this? Well, I don't have time to go deep into that. I got to bring out Slurp Von Lipstick. We got to get Time Check over with. I mean, we have to. What do you want me to say about Time Check? We have to bask in its glory. We have to swim in the endless waters of bliss that are provided to us by Time Check. Is that a better thing to say? Anybody who got a watch for Christmas, you don't have to listen to this segment. If you own a phone, if you own a computer, you do not need to listen to this segment. You can skip ahead. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Give one round of applause. And Mr. Fettuccini, why don't you fire up the crowd for us? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Slurp Von Lipstick. Give it up. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Happy New Year. It's a great time for time. The rest of the year, you guys don't give a shit about time. But come midnight on New Year's Eve, guess what? Everybody wants to know what time it is. I hope you've all made some great New Year's resolutions. Mine is that I'm going to beat Snake, finally. I've never gotten close to beating Snake. I don't know what happens when you win. I don't know if it's like when the whole screen is just the snake, but I think if I can do that, then that's a real personal milestone for me. And I think I can finally, like, just, die. And a lot of people, when I announced that, they said, well, it sounds like you're going to just, like, beat an actual live snake with, like, a weapon or something. And I'm like, no, I don't need to make a resolution to do that. I do that every single day. My house is full of snakes because for Christmas I got a bunch of eggs. I was actually in the running to host the CNN live ball drop coverage, but they said they would have to blur my face. And I was like, why would you do that? And they wouldn't answer why they wanted to do it. They didn't tell me why. So I guess I just have one of those faces that isn't good. It's hard to hear. It's really hard to hear. Anyway, the current time. Look, we're running a little late on this. It's 1:01 a.m. They also said that my head and body was a shape that they didn't understand, and they didn't even know how to frame it in the shot. They're like, your body is not shaped in a way that can be captured on film. And that's why you can't find any pictures of me. You can find like courtroom drawings of me of all the many court cases I've been involved in. But even then, the sketch artist says difficulty. It starts to look like an MC Escher. You're not even really sure what you're looking at. It's some kind of illusion. I don't know why my body looks like this. I just wish I was regular. Maybe I also only come into existence when a certain configuration of shapes comes into being. Maybe Frosty and I aren't that different. Yeah, I know that he gets a bad rap because Frosty the Snowman has nefarious intentions. I never picked up on that at all. I thought he was really a good guy. Hold on, I'm now getting a call on the timeline from somebody. Hello, you're on time.
You know who it is. It's me, Frosty, dude.
Oh, Frosty the Snowman. Yeah, I heard you're still kicking around there.
Yeah, I got rolled up, but I'm good now.
Are you still a piece of paper?
No, now I'm 3 cotton balls stacked on top of each other.
Oh man, I'm really sorry to hear that you're caught in that situation. Did you hear what I said? I said I'm sorry you're caught in that situation. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Okay. Did you get the joke?
Yep.
I wish you could be, I guess flesh and blood. That would really unlock your true potential, I feel. So how can I make that happen for you? How can I help?
Well, I can tell you right off the bat, you're gonna want to learn Latin.
I already know Latin.
Oh.
Yeah, live mas, right? All right, Frosty, we'll stay in touch. We'll try to figure out how to make this happen. In the meantime, don't let any cats near you. They might try to swat at your cotton. That would be bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know how to be Frosty up. I'm good.
Okay. Well, I trust you, Frosty. You've never led us astray. I hope that giving you a skeleton isn't gonna change that. All right, thanks, Frosty. Well, anyway, that's all I had for this week, and if you enjoyed this time check, you could find more by going deep in your heart and just finding what it is that makes you happy, that makes life worth living. And right there you'll find time check, and nothing else. I don't care if you have a family, I don't care if you have an air fryer, which I guess is the single most important possession that a human being can have. I don't care if you have any of those things, because none of those things are going to bring you true happiness. Time check will. But I guarantee that. If time check doesn't change your life, if time check doesn't cleanse your life of any struggle, then I promise you that in return, I'll do another time check next week. That's right, I'll keep doing time check until somebody enjoys it. Thank you so much. I've been Slurp Von Lipstick. Make some snowmen. Let's make Frosty real, right? Let's make Frosty real again. That's right. Okay. Give it up, everybody. Give it up. Give everything you have to time check. You guys didn't give any more than you usually do, did you? It's hard to get more out of them. Look. It's an old podcast. This old dog is still just clambering around your house, trying to find a comfy spot on the couch, trying not to throw up everywhere, trying not to shit everywhere. So give me some pets. I don't know why I'm saying us. Can you imagine if somebody else facilitated in the creation of this podcast? At least then I could split the blame with somebody else. Well, anyway, that's it. That's the entire podcast. It's over now. And I hope that you've changed. I know I've changed a lot since the start of this podcast. I think having stuff in your body is fine. I mean, your body is designed to just have stuff in it. I did see there was I think it was a 4chan post that was going around a while ago that was why do you eat breakfast? When you eat breakfast, you just have food sitting in your stomach all day. It's well, I'm pretty sure why else would I have a stomach? So I don't know what their point was. I guess they were wait until lunch. I don't know. Are you supposed to be lighter on your feet in the beginning of the day? The reason I feel good is because I haven't eaten breakfast. I don't think anyone's ever said that. It's almost like 4chan's not a reliable source of information when it comes to nutrition. So I guess I'll accept food in my body, and as a result of that, poop in my body. And what was the other thing? Oh, Frosty. So yeah, if Frosty comes to life in a flesh and blood form, I'm gonna hunt him like he's a vampire. I don't know, man. I'm just saying don't trust him. And don't trust anybody, but you can trust me when I say this is the end of the podcast episode. It's over, and the podcast isn't coming back until next week. But in between now and then, there's not going to be any other episodes. So I'm just focusing on the negative, because I'm a negative person, and I'm mean. Anyway, goodbye.